Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's episode is the MU Metal Model Transformers Decepticon TARN partial build. As with all the other metal models, it was very challenging, had a lot of steps, had some pieces that were a little difficult, but the end product turned out to be great, looked amazing, just like all the other pieces. But I hope you can get through all the episodes and I hope you enjoy them. And as always, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment so I can get more content out to you. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm getting ready to do another metal model of a transformer. And what I wanted to do is just kind of take you through the steps of what I do to prepare for getting ready to build this, and kind of what I go through, kind of the tools I use, and just kind of go through the steps from beginning to end and just take you through the entire process. And I'll try to keep these a little short. I don't want to make them too long, but I'll try to break them down as much as I can, but I'll still film every step that I do just so you can see the entire process. And it's the first time I'm going to try to do this, so I'm sure I'm going to make mistakes and I may miss something, but I at least just want to have you see exactly what I do to make those models that you guys have been seeing. So to begin with, as with anything, if you're gonna do a model or any type of hobby, you need your workspace. So as you can see, I'm lucky enough that the house I have has a big enough workspace. It even includes a cat. So she's gonna be my helper. That's why I have cat hair on everything. You just need a good workspace to give you plenty of room. Now, you may not have enough room to be able to put everything out. You can set yourself up with something as simple as a little table like this, little stand, or just a regular dining table, coffee table, whatever. So if you've got all your space that you need, another cohort that likes to bother me too, so you may get some visits. But if you have, just make sure that you have a good space. I mean, it doesn't need to be huge. I mean, just find something where you won't get distracted. You have enough light to be able to work and see. So with this one, I'll get up a little closer here. So this is the model. I've never seen this transformer before, but he looks pretty awesome. TARN. So that's eventually what it's going to look like. So with all these boxes, the company that makes it they're called MU. There's a company up in Canada. It's a model company that I've been getting them through. They have all other type of models. But as you can see, it's got four full sheets of pieces and one small piece. So I'm just gonna get a little closer just so you can see all the little pieces. And you know, it kind of looks like it's, you know, a little daunting, which, I mean, these models are not for the faint of heart. You know, I've talked about the Metal Earth metal models. I know they're smaller, but they are a good starting point if you want to try a metal model. They're small enough and cheap enough to at least get you the idea of how it works, trying to bend the pieces, you know, fold them, and put the tabs into the other pieces to fold them over and everything. So those are a really good starting point, or a starting model if you want to try these. And then once you get comfortable with those, kind of get the hang of it, then I would recommend working your way up to these. I mean, they definitely look a lot better because they add color to them, where the Metal Earth ones are just all silver. But you don't want to go out and spend all your money on this, and then you start working on it, and then something happens where if a couple pieces break or whatever, and then you won't be able to finish it. So So before you start on one of these, I definitely recommend starting on the metal earth ones, at least something smaller, just to get the hang of it, just to see how it works, just the process and everything. I mean, I was scared at first. I wasn't for sure exactly how to begin one of these. I was nervous. I think I actually did mess up on a couple pieces or whatever, but that's how you learn, is making mistakes. I mean, that's the only way you get better. But like I've said before, you know, time and patience. With these, you definitely can't hurry with them. So, and here's the book. I'll just kind of show you what it looks like inside. So, as you're looking for the pieces, they actually do a good job with labeling where the pieces are on each sheet, because each sheet is labeled A through E, and then it has numbers where all the pieces are. And once you get into the actual book, it'll tell you what piece that you need and how to fold it to get it to the part that it needs, into the shape. So when it calls for a number, then, you know, it says D57, then you go to sheet D, look for number 57, cut it out and everything, which I'll get into later. But it's just a step-by-step of, you know, building each piece. So the tools I use, one of the main things is a cutting board, or something that I use to be able to put the pieces on. I mean, they're metal. They like to slide easily on slick surfaces. So I like something where if I accidentally drop it, or if I'm cutting something, that I don't mess up whatever I'm working on. So I usually leave a little rubber cutting board. And then I've got a couple cutters, small cutters. When you cut the pieces off the sheets, sometimes they'll leave a little indentation. And to be able to try to trim that off, I'll usually use a second cutter. I won't use the same one, just so I don't dull it up, which I'll get into later. And then I have just a small pair of pliers, and that kind of helps me with the tabs, because that's how you put these together, is you have tabs that you insert into other holes, and that you bend them or turn them to lock the pieces in. And sometimes I'll use my fingernail, but if it's in a spot where I can't really get to it, then I'll use the small pliers, and these really come in handy. Gloves. Now, most of the kits, they'll actually come with finger coverings, little rubber coverings that you put on your fingers. And that's just to keep you from getting fingerprints on the metal, because since it is metal, when you touch your finger to it, you're gonna leave your fingerprint or a mark or something. But the finger covers are just way too tight for me. And for me, I always find it more comfortable just to wear gloves. That way, just in case if my hand accidentally touches the piece or whatever, then I know I'm covered. And it keeps a lot of the prints off while I'm working and everything. And but being the metal, sometimes it'll cut the gloves. So I'll have a pack of extras just in case if I need to switch them out, or I'll flip them over or inside out. So if you're working on a metal model, it's good to have some gloves. That way you just won't get your fingerprints on, because I didn't do that on the first few models that I worked on, and actually had to go back and try to clean all the marks or fingerprints off of, and that actually took a lot longer than what I wanted to spend. But again, it's not really a mistake, but just lessons learned. The more you do these, the more you will find solutions to problems. And then this is a magnifying hat that I wear, because I'm getting old, so my eyesight's definitely not as good as what it used to be. You may not need it, but for some of the smaller pieces, I have it on so I can see clearly exactly what I'm doing. But I like the the wearable versions. That way I've got both my hands free to work on the model. So so this is pretty much all I do to get this set up for the build. So I just kind of get everything laid out. I look at the sheets. I see, put them in order, just so I have them right in order. If it's looking for C20, I know it's going to be the third sheet, and I just got to look for where 20 is. They're mostly the numbers are kind of in order, but they jump around sometimes. So that's why in the book, it's good that they have the numbers there. So if you can't find it, you can look in there. It'll show you exactly where it's at. But and they do a good job, the company, because each of these sheets is in plastic to protect them, so it doesn't get prints on and everything. So I'll actually pull them out of the plastic, set them on top, and just not touch them as much as I need to, unless I'm pulling a piece off. And then I just start with step one and just go to town. So, and usually I have a helper that bugs me all the time, so that's why most of my pieces have cat hair on everything. So that's why I gotta make sure that that gets taken out before I put it up completely together. So I think that's it for now. So hope to see you in my next episode, and we'll see you then. Thanks.